My name is Jerry.
My name is Sierra.
We're premium shed builders in the Charlotte, North Carolina area.
Meet the dynamic duo that are SiteBuiltSheds. These guys are all about creating super high quality sheds in all sorts of sizes, colors, and designs. Whether you need a spot for your tools or an extra space to study, they've got you covered. We joined them on one of their builds to see their process and to find out why they made the switch from concrete deck blocks to TuffBlock.
We primarily service customers with hard to access locations, like when they've got fences or gates.
Septic fields, or just don't want their lawn being torn up by equipment driving over it.
TuffBlock definitely has reduced the amount of work that we need to do. When we first arrive on site, they're a lot easier to carry down.
We're carrying all our material, sometimes 200 to 300 feet back from where we park. So it's nice that they're stackable and we can carry them all in one shot, and I can do it by myself.
After carrying all their tools and materials to the site, they measure the ground whilst marking it to get layout for the outer joists. They then cut these to length and then lay them out in the location for the shed. They fasten the corners with a nail gun to get the outer frame, and then measure corner to corner to make sure it's completely square. You can also use the 3-4-5 method, but this is faster and more accurate. Both measurements should be equal, and once adjusted, the ground is marked around the entire frame as well as where the TuffBlocks will sit.
So before TuffBlock, we used cement blocks, and they were a pain to lug down to the job sites.
Trailer space is all very precious to us because we're carrying so much lumber, so much sheathing. So the fact that we can just keep this in a corner and they're 10 inch by 10 inches and that's just tucked away, out of the way, doesn't impact anything else we're doing with, and we don't have to worry about them sliding around.
Grounds preparation is key when using deck blocks, and so they remove the topsoil, which can often be loose. They then fill this with crushed rock to help with drainage under the block and tamp it down to ensure the ground is both compact and flat. Because they're on a slope, posts are used to get the subframe completely level. They use a level to get it flat, clamp it off, and then temporarily fasten it together. This is repeated until the whole subframe is level.
Yeah, we see sheds all the time. When we go and meet with a customer for the first time, they've got a shed that was stacked up on concrete blocks, and over 10, 15, 20 years, the concrete wicks water up into the floor system, insects get in, it dry rots, and it basically just ruins the whole foundation. The TuffBlocks have dimples built in on the bottom that helps keep the wood up off the ground, away from water. So it minimizes wicking, if not eliminates it, and provides a stable foundation for decades.
Extra TuffBlocks are added to support the spans where needed. Cross joists are cut to length and then fastened at 16-inch centers. And the premium 3/4-inch flooring is cut to size to go over the joists. From the subframe up, we won't go into too many details, but they then pre-assemble the side walls 16 inches on center, as well as the frame for the front and back walls with a large gap in the front framing for the door. They hand-pick all their lumber to make sure they're free of any twists, bends, or knots.
I think we just try to set ourselves apart by being very communicative, reasonably priced, and every shed we build is built by us, the owners, so we really care that everything goes together square and level.
We don't cheap out on our products. We make a point of using the best materials that we can buy because we want it to be a good, dependable shed for our customer, because it's an investment and we don't want it to be something that is cheap or is going to fail them in a couple of years.
With the last panel of sheathing attached, painting can begin. The doors have also been attached, which will later have a heavy-duty ramp added to the front. With the fan drying the paint, the rafters for the roof are pre-assembled and then fastened in. They then cut the LP radiant barrier to size, which acts as insulation for the roof, which is fastened to the rafters. It's really important to use it shiny side down in order for it to perform correctly. Fascia is added around the edge to give it that polished look. Grip-right shingle layment is then rolled onto the roof to provide a non-skid surface for the shingles, which are fastened down. There are a few more additions made, including lattice shed skirting. Extra framing is added around the door. A doorway protector plate is installed. A handle is added to the door, and then finally, the heavy-duty ramp is constructed in order for the homeowner to store their ride-on lawnmower. Building is usually done in 1 or 2 days, and the homeowner is free to enjoy their newly constructed shed.
Sometimes we could be 200 or 300 feet from where we get to park our truck. So in some instances, you're hauling down 400, 500, 600 pounds of concrete blocks. Honestly, we're less tired. We can build more sheds per week, more sheds per month, more sheds per year. So that increases our bottom line.
Like, you can find them at any Lowe's. They're stocked whenever we go. You pick them up and you put them down, and they're only a pound and a half each. So I can go by myself if we're short on a day and just grab 20, no big deal. Lightweight, like I said, so getting them all the way down here, it's not strenuous, so I'm still ready to go and keep going with getting all of our lumber and whatnot.
Sheds are great because it gives you a nice, dry, bug-free space to put your precious belongings. You might have a smaller house, you've got to get some stuff out of there. If they've got specific items they need to store, we can put the shelves at different heights, different sizes, workbenches, lofts, so the customer can walk in and have a really nice, dry, well-organized space.
That's tailored to their needs.
Yeah.